Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So I wanted to talk today about the events that happened with Charlie Kirk a couple of days ago. I tried recording this video earlier and I couldn't get through it without crying, and I'm gonna try again because I really want this message to get out. I feel like whether you are a far-right conservative or a far-left liberal, I feel like for the most part, what I've seen online is both sides agree that what happened to Charlie was just terrible and evil and very, very unnecessary, which is very true. So I applaud both sides for coming to that conclusion. Generally, I feel like most people are saying that, and that is true. There is nothing that could excuse what happened to Charlie. And now a wife has to be without her husband, and his daughters have to be without their dad because someone decided to shoot him because he had a difference of political opinion. And what I'm scared of is, how do we get to this point in the world? How do we get to this point where some people are able to somehow justify murder because we have a difference of opinion from someone else? Okay. Like, that's just crazy to me that there are some people justifying his murder. So I just want to preface that even though I know most people are not saying it's okay, I want to speak to the people who do think it's okay. First off, you're wrong. And if you think that way, that his murder was in any way justified, I'm sorry, you are an evil person, okay? I'm not trying to be judgmental. Usually I'm not judgmental, but if you actually truly believe that, then that is an evil thing to believe. That is so evil. That is so wrong. I don't know who or what brainwashed you into thinking that murder is somehow justified because someone has a difference of political opinion. That is so terrible and so disgusting. First off, I want to give you an example of some people who I've seen online who think that his murder is okay. So one of Charlie's close friends, her name is Kristen Hawkins. She is a pro-life advocate, and she goes around to a lot of colleges, universities, talking to college students about why abortion is wrong and evil and why it needs to be stopped, right? So she's trying to do the right thing. She's trying to save innocent babies, and all she gets is torn down by these college students all the time. But that's not the only thing. So there was one day, I feel like she was in Michigan or something. I can't remember which university she was at. But when she was at some college one day, she gets a text on her phone that Charlie Kirk has been shot. So while she's debating this college student, he asks her, like, what's wrong? And she gets a notification on her phone and she says, oh, my friend Charlie Kirk has just been shot. And this student's initial reaction is to laugh. And not just him, but everyone around him. All the students in that group. Or all that I saw. I was just like, what demonic stuff is going on here? That you are laughing when somebody just said that their close friend was shot and could be dead because they didn't know at the time that he was dead. Like, what kind of sick, screwed up stuff is that people would start laughing at something like that? First off, that's just terrible and evil, and just, it's not just them. I've seen so many people online justifying his murder. I just cannot believe that people imagine telling someone that your best friend had just died and they laugh. They don't say I'm sorry, or they don't even look sad. They just laugh. Like, I just can't even imagine it. That's just so terrible to me. I can't even believe it. So if you are somehow justifying the murder of Charlie Kirk, you need to stop. Like, you need to stop. Normally, I'm not someone to tell people what to do, but you need to stop. This has gone way too far. Also, the fact that his wife and his daughters were literally there when he got shot, and you're still saying that he deserved to die. No one deserves that, least of all him. Okay, he was a good person, okay? Listen, I agreed with some things he said. I didn't agree with everything he said, and that's fine. If you didn't agree with something he said, that's fine. Agree to disagree. I'm not saying you have to love the guy. All I'm saying is at least have some common decency. Act like a person. Like, this is unnecessary. This is so unnecessary. People who are doing this. And I think a lot of this comes from other people. So many of us just do not know how to critically think. There's so many people that just allow things to happen without doing anything, and they don't learn to critically think for themselves. Speaking of not doing anything, there was an incident on I believe it was a bus or a subway, I can't remember, where a man fatally stabbed like a 22, 23-year-old Ukrainian girl in front of him. And the other passengers on the bus, they didn't do anything. They didn't do anything. Can you imagine that? Someone gets brutally killed and people just don't do anything. That not only makes me angry, that makes me furious. And listen, I understand that they were scared. And listen, I don't know. I don't know exactly what I would do in that situation, but I know that I would have done something. Just the fact that there are people just doing nothing, or there are people just going along with what everyone else does. There are people that are not taking a stand for what is right. And that is what's driving me crazy. And I'm going to be talking about critically thinking in the next section here. But I just wanted to preface by saying, I am so sorry to Charlie Kirk's family. If you were a friend of his, if you were an admirer of his, anyone, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to what's happening to our country right now. It's just terrible. And God does not want to see this division. This division is not what's necessary. But all I can say is, even though I'm extremely angry right now, I'm trying to remember to still love even when it's hard. That's what we all gotta remember. You gotta love people even when it's hard. Even when people act like this. When Jesus was getting persecuted on the cross, he literally told God to forgive the people who were killing him. So if he was able to do that, we should be able to forgive those who oppose us. And I know it's so much easier said than done, but we have to at least try. So I'm doing my best to forgive the people who have somehow thought that it's okay what happened to Charlie. It's not going great so far, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm doing my best. And just remember that all we can do is try to respond with love, and hopefully we will come back together and stop all this division. But yeah, I'm gonna cut to the next part that I recorded before. But yeah, here we go. I apologize for my emotional outburst from earlier. It's obviously a very emotional time for all of us. I was really trying to get through it without crying, but it's just really hard. Just every time I start thinking about this stuff, it's just one of those things. It's just like you can't suppress it. And I don't want to suppress it because I don't want to forget how terrible this was, because it's stuff like this that reminds me that we need to take action, that we need to do better as people. We need to do much, much better. So if you have an opinion, please let it be heard. Please don't let the world shut you down, okay? Be brave like Charlie, okay? And I hope he has inspired you to speak up for what's right. And I feel like even though there were a bunch of people on social media and in real life just disgustingly celebrating his death, there were still a lot of people I saw that were like, no, this is wrong, and anyone defending this is evil. Like, even people on the far left side, I heard people saying that too from their side. So I was really happy to see that there are people on both sides were saying how evil and wrong this was. So that gives me a lot of hope that we are gonna start coming together as people. And I really, really hope that happens, okay? I'm sure you are too. I'm sick of all the division, And this is not what God would want for us. He would want us to stick together. So just remember, if someone has a different opinion from you, political, religious, whatever it is, it's no reason to hate them. Okay, there's no reason to hate someone for a difference of opinion. Okay, please remember that. It's not worth hating someone over. And just remember to speak up for what's right. A lot of people in the world, unfortunately, are not going to critically think for themselves what is right and what is wrong. Unfortunately, there are a lot of people that are going to go through life and they're just going to go along with the common popular opinion. Please don't be one of those people. Please be one of those people that actually thinks about what's sorry, my storage keeps running out. But look in your heart, look at what's actually right. Please don't just go along with what you think is right just because other people are telling you. Okay? Think for yourself. Have a critical opinion yourself, please. It is because of people that just buy into everything, which is why so much evil happens in the world. Please don't be one of those people, okay? Look at what is actually right. If something feels wrong, it's probably because it actually is wrong, okay? So please remember that. And I'm not trying to like yell at anyone or judge anyone, but I'm tired of people not critically thinking, and because of that, people think it's okay to hurt people who think differently because they were brainwashed into thinking a certain way. And we've come so far as a society to say that, oh, because they disagree with me, I can hurt them. No. No, you can't. No, you can't. And if you think that, I'm sorry, but you're wrong. You're very wrong. And I'm sorry, I'm trying to not let my anger get out. Here it comes again. I'm trying to be understanding for people who have been brainwashed into thinking that stuff like this is okay. I'm really, really trying to have compassion for them, but it's really, really difficult for me. And God, I'm praying to God that He gives me the strength to do so. But yeah. Anyway, I love you guys. I'm sorry, in the next video, try to not make it so intense, but I mean, obviously, like, it's a very intense time, so it's gonna be like that. But I thank you guys so much for watching. Again, I'm sorry for not posting in forever. I've been very, very busy with school. If you didn't know, I'm a teacher. But just, I will try to post more often. I know I always say that and I don't, but I'm gonna try. But yeah, thank you guys for being here with me. Thank you for listening to me ramble on and on. But please listen to what I'm saying, okay? Please just do what's right. Just do what's right. Just try. Please. Please don't buy into what's wrong. There are so many people that believe in what's wrong in the world. Be someone who's different. I know it's hard. I know it's so hard to do that. And I'm not perfect. I'm far from perfect. I'm not by any means saying that I always do what's right. I am a sinner just like everyone else, okay? I'm not saying that I'm above anything or anyone. Like, that is absolutely not what I'm saying at all. Just try to look at what your true values are, not my voice is cracked. Not the values that you think you have because other people have told you this is what you're supposed to believe, but look at the values that you actually have. Look deep, 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 deep inside of you, really deep, and think, do I actually think this is okay, or have I just been told that this is okay? Please, I challenge you to do that. Please just try. Please just try to do that. And I promise this world would be a much better place if people actually stood up for what was right and people actually critically thought about things. I mean, I'm an English teacher. Of course, I'm so into people critically thinking, but it's important. It's important more now than ever to critically think about the world. So please do that. Alright, I'm gonna shut up now. I love you guys so much. No matter who you are, no matter what you believe, I love you. I'm praying for you. And I want the best for you. No matter what you believe, no matter who you are, I love you. And so does God. Alright, you guys have a great night.